So Elon Musk tweeted this the other day, and this tweet has me so hot because the fake victimhood and the wanting to be oppressed so bad is so triggering. And I want to make it very clear that the reason that Starlink does not operate in South Africa has nothing to do with the fact that Elon Musk is white and everything to do with the fact that he refuses to comply with the Black economic empowerment laws. Now, in case you didn't know South Africa's history, here's a little breakdown. South Africa has been colonized since 1652. And during this period, the Dutch and the British went back and forth fighting different wars over land and control of South Africa. During this colonial period, the indigenous Black people of South Africa were stripped of their land, their rights, political rights, economic rights, all of that. And then fast forward to 1948, when the white minority government, the National Party, took over South Africa and implemented what we know as apartheid. Now, the apartheid government implemented laws that literally divided South Africa along racial lines, with white people at the top and Black people at the very bottom. Apartheid laws systematically took away land, economic power, political power, social power, everything from Black South Africans. And what you have now is that white people make up 8% of South Africa, but hold the majority of the land and the economic power. So when apartheid ended 30 years ago, this is not old history, this is recent history. 30 years ago, I am 30 years old. The year that I was born was the year that apartheid ended. When apartheid ended, the new government had to implement laws and mechanisms to try and rewrite the injustices of the past and try to uplift Black South African people and create a more equitable and equal society. One of those ways that they're trying to do that is through Black economic empowerment laws. Black economic empowerment, or BEE laws, are in place to ensure that Black South Africans can have an opportunity to participate in the economy. Starlink does not operate in South Africa because Elon Musk refuses to comply with these laws. Now, in South Africa, for Starlink to operate, they need a license. In order to get this license, one of the requirements is that 30% of the company needs to be owned by Black South Africans. This is a part of the BEE initiatives. Now, this rule is implemented and imposed on all companies that wish to participate in the South African economy. This has nothing to do with Elon Musk being white. If Starlink was owned by a Black American or a Chinese person, they would still need to comply with these laws. And literally, all other multinational technology companies have managed to comply with these laws because what most of them do is they enter into strategic partnerships or joint ventures with local South African companies. So, for example, Amazon Web Services partnered with local data center providers in South Africa who comply with BEE in order for it to participate in the South African market. Microsoft has done the same. They partnered with the South African telecommunications company Vodacom that complies with BEE standards. Now, Starlink has not agreed to do any of this, despite the fact that most major tech companies do operate in South Africa. So the reason why Starlink is not in South Africa has nothing to do with the fact that Elon Musk is white, and everything to do with the fact that he refuses to comply with laws that are in place to uplift marginalized groups. Now, there are a lot of valid criticisms about BEE, with a lot of people arguing, rightly so, that these laws have created kind of a minority Black elite. And we can talk about that in another video.